Just read those words again. A firearm, printed from plastic. A silencer, also printed. Used to assassinate a CEO. In New York City. This is not science fiction.
This isn't some far-off future threat. It's not a what-if scenario. No, this is the world we live in, right now. Think about it. A weapon, born from a digital file, brought to life with a spool of plastic, and then used to execute a man in broad daylight on the crowded streets of Manhattan. They call them ghost guns. Well, let me tell you something. The ghosts are real, and now they're armed. Let's pull back the curtain on this new reality. You see, the weapon that changed everything wasn't forged in some massive factory. It wasn't smuggled across a border. It was just downloaded, like a movie or a song. So what does that mean, really? No serial number. That means it's a complete ghost in the system. It can't be traced. It's privately made, so there's no background check. This is a weapon built entirely in the shadows. But this didn't just happen out of the blue. This was an evolution, a frighteningly fast leap forward in lethality, a digital arms race that most of us never even knew was happening until it was too late. Look at this. In just over a decade, we went from a plastic pistol that might maybe fire once to reliable, sophisticated carbines to bullpup rifles. The speed of this innovation, it's just staggering. And this is where it all started. 2013, the Liberator. It was more of a statement than a real weapon, sure, but it was proof that a deadly idea could become a deadly object, right from a home printer. And then came this. This changed the whole game. The FGC-9. And the name tells you everything you need to know. Fuck, gun, control, 9mm. This is the moment a hobby became a truly deadly threat. Now look at this chart. It's like a recipe for chaos. You don't need a massive gun factory. You don't need to smuggle anything. All you need is a trip to the hardware store, a solid internet connection, and maybe $500. So you have to ask yourself, who's behind all this? Who are the architects of this new downloadable violence? Well, it's two sides of the very same digital coin. On one side, you've got idealists who see this as the ultimate expression of freedom from government control. And on the other, you have extremists who see an untraceable weapon for their hate. And right in the middle of it all, there's a central figure, a ghost in the machine, a designer known to the world only by his handle. The man who unleashed the FGC-9. His real name was Jacob DeGuy, and he designed the FGC-9 specifically for people in countries with the strictest gun laws. He died back in 2021 after a police raid in Germany, and in his death, he went from being a designer to being a martyr for the entire movement. And a martyr's legacy? That's a powerful thing. It's an idea that can't be killed, a digital final that crosses any border instantly and silently. It's a contagion of code, and it's spreading everywhere. 35. That's the number of documented times right-wing extremist groups have been caught using these weapons. 35. And you gotta remember, that's only the number of times they've been caught. The real number? Who knows? And this code, it's spreading like a virus all over the globe. It's arming neo-Nazis in Finland, paramilitaries in Ireland, rebels in Myanmar, and criminals from Australia to Belgium. An idea born online is putting real-world weapons in very dangerous hands, everywhere. And this is the sobering reality on the ground. These aren't just files on some computer anymore. They are actual arsenals in the hands of people who want to cause incredible harm. So while this digital contagion spreads, the system, the law, is scrambling to keep up. The problem is, our laws were written for a world of factories and steel, not for printers and plastic. Here in the US, it's just a total patchwork of confusion. 38 states have few, if any, specific laws about this stuff. You could do something that gets you 10 years in prison in one state, but is completely legal just a few miles down the road in another. Around the world, law enforcement is playing a desperate game of catch-up. They're trying to regulate a digital file the same way they regulate a physical gun. But the internet doesn't have borders. You can't stop an idea with a customs agent. I mean, listen to this. Even the Department of Homeland Security admits it. You can't put this genie back in the bottle. Trying to stop a gun file from spreading online, it's like trying to stop a pirated movie. It's impossible. So we're left with a question that should keep you up at night. When the factory fits on a desktop, when the weapon is nothing but a file, when the gunsmith is some anonymous kid on the other side of the planet? How do you stop it? The old rules are gone. And that, well, that changes everything.